My name is Cobyn Palmer. This is my senior story on English 12 for Miss E's class. I don't quite remember the age. I was probably around 11 or 12, maybe a little bit younger. All that matters was before this point in time, I was a scooter kid. I had one of those tiny Razor scooters and I thought I was hot stuff. I would take it with me to every park and just go as fast as I could. I was insane. As I slowly got older, I needed to evolve. Even though the only trick I could do was a pop-up, which wasn't that great. I think my grandma could have done a pop-up, but I was still hot stuff. However, I kept seeing these kids with skateboards, and I was like, yo, that's sick. I thought I'd try it out. It wouldn't be much harder. I mean, a scooter has 2 wheels and a skateboard has 4 wheels. Anyways, I bought myself a cheap skateboard and like every piece of padding there was. I'm talking knee guards, wrist guards, shin guards, chin guards, elbow guards, and probably something else as well. However, the problem was I only wanted to wear that padding when it was designated skateboard time. So there's this park called Bringle Terrace where I live. Back in my scooter days, I would go there all the time because if you aren't familiar with it, it has this huge patch of concrete so you can go as fast as you want. They have it for basketball games, but I used it as my scooter time in what is now my skateboard time. I mean, that was the smoothest concrete I've ever felt. I was picking up speed on my scooter, and once I became Project Tony Hawk, you already know I was flying on that concrete with my skateboard. So one day I set plans to go to Bringle Terrace with my friend. It was designated skateboard time at Bringle on Sunday. Only problem is when I got home from church on Sunday, I thought I'd be able to get a quick warm-up session in my backyard. Let me remind you, I got my skateboard like 1 week before this. It wasn't designated skateboard time in my backyard though, so I was fine without my wrist, elbow, knee, shin, chin guards. At least I thought I was fine. If I wanted to become the next Tony Hawk, I needed to lock in on my tricks, so I was warming up my ollie. I practiced in the grass a few times. I don't think I got it off the air, but for whatever reason, I thought I could do it on concrete. I could not do it on concrete. I tried. I should not have tried. It wasn't designated skateboard time, so I should not have tried. I ate it so bad I knocked myself out. I hit my chin on the floor, blood going everywhere. It must have been a few minutes when I started calling for my parents. It felt like I was in a dream, and the loudest I could get was a soft whisper, "Help." They finally come out and see me on the ground, blood fully surrounding me. I could have sworn I broke my hip and I was so dizzy I could barely stand. They took me inside to sit. I was sitting down for a few minutes before I start throwing up everywhere. It was so bad. We rushed to the ER and I get in. There was a line, but they saw me and immediately start screaming, "Skateboarder, no helmet! Skateboarder, no helmet!" Well, at least I'm one of those skateboarder kids now. They rushed me back, but since it was an ER, they needed to get me to the hospital, so I was rushed in an ambulance to San Diego. During that point, I was in so much pain but hooked up to IVs and meds, so I slowly passed out. I start to not remember much, just the slight chaos of when I arrived and them rushing me around. They told me I had nearly fractured my hip and a severe concussion. The whole underside of my chin was just black and blue. I thought I was going to be a skateboarder kid, but never have I ever touched a skateboard since that day. I didn't even go to Bringle Terrace for designated skateboard time. I also always have a scooter in the back of my car because when I park far, you already know, forever and always, a scooter boy.